Hello, House of Mouse Reviews here. Let's get on to today's review, which is The Boy and the Heron, the long-awaited return of Hayao Miyazaki after a 10-year absence. After we thought he retired from making anime movies after The Wind Rises, which honestly I did think was probably the case. But he's come out of retirement to give us another look into his unique style. And part of me was nervous because it has been a long a long gap. And sometimes when directors take a long gap between making movies, it can lead to disaster. But again, Miyazaki is an exception, and it has happened before, where he said he's retired, but he's come out and further add to his amazing repertoire. And well, I guess from the very moment I saw the film, I knew I was going to at least be happy with it, at least like what I see. And even though there were a few thoughts initially at the movie, it's once again got rave reviews, and yeah, I'm going to basically say definitely among a this is definitely a Miyazaki film, both in look and in story and everything else. This is a fantastic film. I I was really surprised, and I like to view this as more in the line of his simpler movies, where it's basically like a slice of life and a coming of age film. But, that's basically what you get. But with size and wonder and imagination that, you can't really find in a film in any other, anime movie, even from Japan. I mean, well, okay, the closest I can think of that comes close is Mamoru Hosoda's Wolf Children, and you know how much I love that film. But yeah, The Boy and the Heron. Let's get onto it. So our main protagonist is a young boy known as Mahito. He has just lost his mother in a raging fire and at the beginning of World War II. So his father moves into the countryside um to be with his new partner, who's also Mayuto's mother's sister. Yeah, I'm not gonna go over it. While living in the country, as soon as he moves there, he's approached by a mysterious by a grey heron who keeps on showing up as Mahito begins to settle down in his new environment. But when his stepmother, who is also pregnant, I should mention, disappears one day, Mahito follows the grey heron to a mysterious temple, determined to set to find his determined to find his stepmother Mahito and figure out what the deal is with the heron. Mahito ends up in a mysterious new world that's connected to this tower. This mysterious tower that's not far from that's on the property of his his family's home, which apparently once led to where apparently his great grand uncle disappeared 2 years ago during a flash flood. It's complicated the way I'm describing it, but I don't really want to go full on into it. But when Mahito enters the tower to search for his grandmother, search for his future stepmother, it this is where the Miyazaki magic comes into play. And I think actually, where you into mysterious new world. And well, I think there's one scene that got me thinking of Pixar's Soul. Um, and there are some elements here and there. It's many ways still feels like a Miyazaki project. And man, oh man, just I think one of the best things in it is actually well, the animation of course looks gorgeous and it helps out this, but no doubt the atmosphere is what really sells this film. I mean, even from the real world in this fantasy world that you eventually find yourself in, there's nothing. It's just so beautiful to look at. It's like you've entered into a beautiful painting. It's like you're staring at fine art. And Miyazaki's films are always considered like artistic wonder, but this feels more like it. Looking at the backgrounds and the side characters, and even and with the piano music being played in the back, being pl used here, it's just so incredible. I could just watch this stuff and not get tired of seeing it, of anything. It's just beautiful to be in. I wish I could put myself. I wish I was in this world experiencing what Mahito goes through. Goes through. I was also impressed with how much I like Mahito in general. He's actually someone who expresses a lot from. He does a lot. He has a lot of facial expressions in this, and you can really tell what he's thinking of in every single sense. And as I said, the environments he ends up in, and when exploring this mysterious world, and also the music just further helps me with it. You can tell he's not you know he's emotionally distraught over losing his mother, but he doesn't really let it all out when and keeps a lot inside, and it is a tough thing for him. But when this heron keeps on showing up and guides him, it's actually you can totally see just how much of a it changes him. He he becomes more, and he has that stern face, but even then, I never really felt annoyed with it because characters like this, where they lose a parental figure and see their few their main one marry someone else, can be young children basically like that can result in some formulaic um you know can be like, oh, you're going through this again. But I never felt that with Mahito. He's a very unique. He's a very down to earth protagonist, and it's pretty good. I enjoyed watching him go through his journey. The voice acting from the dub, because I did see the English dub, is, well, what can I say? It's superb. I mean, talk about getting some of the best actors you can get for these parts. This is the second. This is the second time that Christian Bale's appeared as Hayao Miyazaki film after House Moving Castle, and he does a good job playing Mahito's father Sochi. Mark Hamill also does his third returns to a Hayao Miyazaki film, who was previously in Nausicaa, The Valley of the Wind, and Castle in the Sky. And he plays. I'm not going to give away who Mark Hamill plays, but it's actually pretty good. And I always thought, he at one stage I thought Hamill could have been replaced by Hamill and Willem Dafoe, who's who was previously in Miyazaki's son's film Tales of did the dub of Miyazaki's son's film Tales of Earthsea. Could have been switched around, but as I got out of the cinema, I began to think, yeah, this really was a good idea. It was I really did enjoy that. And the other actors, I really enjoyed also. I think I really loved Florence Pugh as Kiriko, the woman who Maiko first meets when he enters this world, and Dave Bautista as the King, Parakeet King, because once he enters that world, there's a lot of pelicans and parakeets that keep on showing up, and Bautista is sort of the 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 parakeets. I could say he's a bit of a villain, but not quite. He's just he's just got a you can understand where he's coming from in the short when you first see him, and I feel sorry for him in a way with why how he feels the way he does. But of course, I think the biggest one that stands out is Robert Pattinson as the Great Heron. Like you could not if you could not have Boyle as Robert Pattinson when you first hear the Great Heron. I mean, talk about doing you can talking about not being able to notice it. Like I don't think I've ever had a time when I've watched an anime movie for the first time since maybe Rise of the Guardians with Alec Baldwin as Santa Claus. But I didn't really know it was that celeb. Like didn't really guess it was that celebrity playing him. Like Patterson did a really good job as the Heron, and I I was impressed with how he did that. And a lot of people give him praise for it, and I give praise for him too. Patterson, I really hope he does more voice work because he knocked this one out of the park. But yeah, and as I said, I love. Another thing that really stands out to me is, of course, the quiet moments. This takes a lot of, you know, part of the charm of Miyazaki's works is when is he sometimes lets the music sort of tell the story and the backgrounds and all that, as I said. So when the like some of the best moments I find in say The Wind Rises, Castle in the Sky, Mind Over Totoro, Kiki's Delivery Service, Spirited Away, they all come from the quiet moments and again it shines through here. Like I think when Mahiko first meets Kiriko and they're, gunning this fish they caught, Kiriko caught. I just love that scene so much. And when he's on the boat staring at the night sky, I love that too. Like it's that good thing. And staring at the lake, seeing Mahiko staring at the lake, seeing the heron. It's just so beautiful and so great. I say my only two nitpicks in this is one is the narration from Mahito's actor, Luca Padavon. He voices my. I would have liked the narration to maybe I don't know, maybe it shouldn't have been there, or if you're gonna have it appear more often because it's only really at the beginning and the end. I don't think he really needed it. And the only other issue I have is how come the heron doesn't speak to Mahito until after he gets his scar on the side of his head. Like that was the only thing I was a little bit like, okay, I can sort of guess why he's talking to him now, but then again, I think as you let the movie play on and get to the point where Mark Hamill, his character shows up, you're sort of like, okay, maybe that's not really the thing. I could have like a little bit of an explanation for that. So that's my only real nitpicks. But my oh my, The Boy and the Heron is a fantastic film. Like it's almost like you step back in. It's like you're revisiting a piece of art from a return from an artist who you've loved for so long, hasn't done anything new for a long time. But the moment you step in, it's like you've re-entered a majestic experience. Like I can't. It's definitely an experience film, and I think Miyazaki fans will enjoy it. Um, Anime fans will enjoy it. I recommend more people watch it. Although I will say, since I went to watch this, when I went to watch this, it's a family film, but I don't know. I'm kind of feeling it's more suited for kids to watch this from the ages of eight plus, just because I don't know. I'm only saying that because there were a few toddlers. Parents have brought some 5-year-olds in there. There's nothing that's going to scare them, but I don't know. They're not going to get the deeper meanings of this until they're older. I'm just saying. I don't know. If you want to bring your kids to it, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But yeah. But yeah, this is a 9 out of 10 has stars. Fantastic movie. Great to see Miyazaki back. Whether or not this is his final film, we'll just have to wait and see. But I don't know how he's going to be able to top this. Like I said this before, The Wind Rises, but geez, every time he comes out of retirement to make a new movie, he seems to sort of blow it even more out of the water. It's so unbelievable. But yeah, fantastic movie. Love it. Boy and the Heron's fantastic. So my next movie I will see in theaters will be Wonka, and that will come. I'll probably get that video done at the end of the week. So stay tuned for that. As well as also doing my next few Christmas videos as well. So in the meantime, Hassan from Hassan Reviews is out, and I shall see you from the next video. Ciao.